Hello everybody, it's me, Max Farrow from DexFXMarkets.com. Once again, we're here in the next part of the series of learning how to make a alert or a signal for yourself with the Dex Atomics. Now, in most cases, using the data system that we showed you in the previous video on how to find your best times to trade, that can lead you basically can stop right there if you're trading manual, right? If you know that that's the time you trade, this is the time that's going to be open. When there is a trade available for those times you've chosen, you could choose the pairs you're going to be firing with, all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, if you're going to be trading semi-auto, which means that you're going to be sending yourself an alert and or an email. Now, I want to show you how to set up the first one, which is just sort of an overview of creating the alerts and what to expect when you're doing the other stuff. Now, the alerts and the variables and the chart are very well linked together. So you have to be very cautious and very careful that you're not sending yourself the wrong alert at the wrong time, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to isolate the time that we decided with originally, right? So we're going to look at the AUD USD with a risk of low risk, right? We're going to use the long and short, and we're going to be using it for our time. And we're just going to make a big general sweep. We're going to say from 1100 to 1500 because that's the variable I want, right? Because I have a low, I want to do the low medium, the low risk. Okay, I'm testing over the 90-day period, of course. I'm only have Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays selected. Okay, I have validated signals off because I want to be able to grab all signals. And I'm 11 to 1. If I go to my sheet that I was going to do, that's not right, right? I got to find out what went wrong here. I had 15 and 1, or 15 and 3 if from LS. So if I go back to medium, that's not true either. That's why, because I didn't have the long and short. Because remember, it's long and short on the medium, 18 and 9. 18 and 9. Still something not right. Was it validated signals on? 76. Nope, that wasn't it. See, so you could double and triple check yourself as you're going along. That's right, it was low risk. 15 to 3. There it is. 15 to 3. You see, so sometimes if your numbers which you wrote before don't sort of jive, go through all your variables to make sure you got them right. So we're choosing the low risk. We're choosing the long and short side. And this should be about the variable we're getting, 18 trades, 15 to 3. Okay? So now I want to go over to my alert. And only at this time do you want to fire the alert. I'm going to fire it right here. Now I'm going to delete this area because we don't have that right there just yet. And what we're going to do is we're going to, because we're doing a long and short side, okay, I'm going to select the Dex Atomic. So we're going to drop down this first condition and set the long and short. But we have to make two alerts. I'm going to pop over here on the right hand side to my alerts. I'm going to make sure that that Dex Atomic long is selected. We're going to do the long side first. Long means up or buy, so we're going to do arrow up. That's what the system's going to look for. We're going to go to once per bar, okay, because it's going to check once per bar to see if there is an arrow. I'm going to leave this open-ended because if I didn't, I could choose an expiry when I wanted to stop. Like say I only wanted to trade it for a month, but we're going to use open-ended so I can trade all the time. Now, down here in the alert actions, because I want to send it to an email, I'm going to select email. Now what this means is that once the alert fires, it's going to shoot me an email to the email that I have on record here for my TradingView account. Now, sort of already done there. What we're going to do now is come down to the alert name, and I'm going to name this alert. Now, for me, I like to keep things where I can just look at the heading and tell what it is. And just like we wrote before, it's the AUD USD. It's for a low risk trade. It's set for the long and short. And it's from 1100 to 1500. Just like that. Now, when I have my 1100 to 1500 thing and I have all this information in it, this only shows to me. It doesn't actually appear on my system. Now, the message that you see underneath you cannot put anything prior to. I really wouldn't put anything into this box. unless you want to use your level system, right? Where you're going to say, this is the best of the best. This is the best one there. It's an L1 for me. Because at any one time, how many signals could fire during any one of those times? Now for me, I'm not really going to put anything after the fact. I'm just going to have it sit there just like that because this is, I don't need to have a level system. The network, if you're trading with ZDON, it'll trade if you have something there or not. So that's basically it. And I'm going to hit create. It's going to say this alert may trigger different and unexpected since it's based on an indicator strategy that can be repainted. And what that means, before I make that, I'm just going to hit continue anyway. But what that means is that the only thing that changes on this is when the box appears. Let me pull this replay button out and hit inside one of the trades and hit plus. The only thing that that box is saying, or that warning symbol, is that this box changes. It disappears. That's the only thing. Everything else, all the arrows, everything stays exactly where they're at, never repainting. Okay, so as a highlight, what did we do? We grabbed a alert for our AUD USD for the long side, right? So it's for long and short, but what I made is I made a mistake here. What I have to do is go back and say which one this is. So it's not just the long and short, they're not mixed together, it's just for the long. And I hit save. Continue anyway. And now you could see AUD USD, low risk, long, 11 to 1500. So now, since I made the long, what will I make now? Since we use the long and short of it, I have to make the short value. So I got to alert. Oh, I'm in replay mode. I got to click X off, go there. All right, I'm going to hit alert. I'm going to go down to Dex Atomic long and short. I'm going to go use this little arrow down now because that's for the short. Once per bar, send email, and we're going to write it out again. USD, low risk, and this time I'm going to write out short. Okay, this is for the 1100 to 1500. Now you can choose to keep out the punctuation and all that stuff since you know what it is. And I'm going to hit create. Now we see between 1100 and 1500 on the short and the long, I can fire off that signal. Now, since we have two of them, okay, this one we have the Euro JPY, medium risk, long, and should be 27 to 11. So I'm going to jump back in there and do that one as well. We're going to switch and go back over to Marketplace and go to Euro JPY, and it's going to pop up. It's already got an active signal, so I don't know if this is going to fire or not. And now we're going to go back into the settings. Now remember, this one we're using a long side of it. We're just going to go to long. We're then going to go medium risk. My box over so we can see it. Okay. And from 11 to 15. So that's good. And we got 80% at 16 to 4. Is that what's here? No, this is 27 to 11. So what did we do wrong? Well, we got it on the Euro JPY. Do we have it to medium risk? Yeah, we do have it to medium risk. We have it on the long, on the direction of long, and we have it on the direction of long. Ah, I remember. If we changed it to long and short, in the previous video, we had said our best process was medium risk, but it was medium risk, long and short, which combined the two. If we had done just the long side, we would get a higher variable. So what I forgot to mention, we didn't change the information over here. For the Euro JPY, we did this one. We're supposed to do this one here. Aha, I gotcha. Because it gave us a little bit better of a winning ratio, right? That there was 18 less total trades, but we made a little bit more money, right? So it all depended on which one we wanted to do. So we really wanted to do long and short because we wanted the more trades, even though it'd have a little bit less money. We do get more losses, but we were prepared for that. So that's why. It's good to be able to troubleshoot the process, even from my perspective. Okay, so now we have everything set up for that 27 to 11, 71%. And if I go to my trade club, there it is, 71%. So this has a mistake in it. So it should be L/S. Now, again, these are my terms that I use for myself. You can write them out. You can make them something different as long as you know what they are. Okay, so now I have them all written out. Let's go make the alert. I hit OK. I come in and make the alert. Now remember, you're using long and short, so the first one we're going to do is the long side. So we're going to do arrow up, once per bar, the email selected, and this time write in the unique heading. We're using medium risk, long/short. But remember that we're doing the long side one first. We're doing that. Now, later on, you'll see information, and you may not need to write out the word long. So what I'm going to do is that, 1100 to 1500. See, I'm sort of making it faster. And create. Continue. Now, if I check on my alerts over here, you'll see my Euro JPY long 1100 to 1500. And so now I want to do the next one. Did I do that one right? I'm going to double check myself. Yep, there it is. So now we're going to do the sell or the down. We got down. Let me try that again. There we go. Okay, there we go. Text atomic, up. Oh, we got to do down. Once per bar. Euro JPY. We're doing short. Oh, we got medium risk in there. Medium risk short, 1100 to 1500. Okay, and create. Continue. And there we go. Now, no alerts have been fired off just yet. So between 1100 and 1500, which it's just about in that same mentality, we probably won't get anything fire. But I'll show you what they look like once they do fire in another video. We'll have as the example video. But these will fire over to your email as long as you got everything right and you didn't add too much stuff in there. And when you click on any one of these, let's see, I'm up here on the Euro JPY, and I click on this to edit it, double click it or hit here edit, it's going to bring up the chart that it used, right? But watch what happens when I go over to look at the variables. They've changed, right? So don't think that if I click on that and all the variables that are here, you may have to redo this one if you try to change any of the variables there, okay? It should keep the variables that it had when you first fired it, okay? But if you do end up editing it or doing anything, you may have to just be very careful on how you're editing it, okay? All right. Hit X out, and that should be that. The same thing is true when utilizing the system to send over for ZDON, and we'll show you that in the next video on how to create the ZDON process of sending over the signal. Okay, I'm Max, this is Dex. We look forward to seeing you next time, and as always, trade well.